Bottled water is in the crosshairs of the environmental movement in this province. Critics say it takes just too much energy to produce and package the drinks. But at the University of British Columbia, a place that you would think would be one of the most eco-friendly places, students tell us they are all but forced to hit the bottle.
For first-year master's student Marcus Gannis, it's hard to make ends meet, and it's even more difficult, he says, when you're forced to buy bottled water. Marcus says the lack of drinking fountains on UBC campus is forcing him to reach into his pocket and buy plastic.
There is no water fountains around that are accessible at all. So most of the times I just go to Starbucks and buy water. I spend like $1, $2 a day, right?
NDP health critic Adrian Dix says Marcus isn't alone. Several students he spoke with have complained that many new buildings on UBC campus have very few drinking fountains, and in some cases, none at all. In the older buildings, there are fountains, but most of them are out of service. What there is plenty of, however, is vending machines offering bottled water.
I think that students, A, should have a choice, that drinking water should be free. Secondly, they're creating a huge amount of landfill. I mean, a huge proportion of our landfill in the Lower Mainland, our garbage is plastics. Why are we adding to our landfill with a huge number of plastic bottles for water?
UBC says its buildings are all up to code, even though there are few drinking fountains in place. But it also says there's been little demand from students to get them up and running, and that's why it isn't a priority.
Actually, we do not have a strong demand for students to replace the drinking fountains. The students have, over the last 4 or 5 years I've been here, have been more interested in the conspiracy theory that we were deliberately taking out drinking fountains to force them to drink Coca-Cola, which of course is not true. The bottom line is that the usage of the fountains was so low that it wasn't, we never got enough of a draft through the water lines to be able to keep the water nice and free all the time.
But many students we spoke to shared a different opinion.
It really bothers, because if you want to drink even water, you have to pay $2 or something. Just get a bottle. Why do you want to waste a bottle?
It'd be nice to be able to have drinking fountains without having to pay, especially for a specific provider like, say, Coke or Pepsi or whatever. So I agree that it's kind of a bad thing to not have any fountains at all.
So for now, students like Marcus must seek out the few working fountains or be prepared to dig deep to quench their thirst.